What's going on, YouTube? All right, yeah, I'm gonna close the year out on something that happened to me. Might be a inspirational story for anybody that's aspiring to do something, go above and beyond with their passion for the sport. Whether you post videos on YouTube, whether you just leave comments, whether you just listen to them, if you are looking to do something, um, a little bit further in boxing other than this YouTube stuff. I'm gonna tell you how it happened for me. I'm not, nothing amazing happened for me, but I did get a little gig writing for a website, newjersey.com/boxing. So I got a little gig writing for a website. I'm kind of excited. This weekend I'm gonna get to cover the Tomas Adamek fight versus Steve Cunningham. It's the second time they're meeting up. The first fight is already uploaded on YouTube. They fought at cruiserweight for Cunningham's title. Adamek upset Cunningham, and it was a really entertaining fight. They're going to do it again. I realize it's 4 years later, but it should be just as entertaining as the first one was, because these guys already they know each other's style, and they should put on a good show again. But at any rate, I'm in a position right now to where I get to do something that I think is pretty cool. And really, when I started this YouTube thing, I didn't set out to do anything like this. I just really wanted to get involved in a debate with boxing fans that were, a step above, the average casual fans, which is some of my friends. Because I was always a step above with them as far as boxing knowledge goes. And once we start talking boxing, it seems like I take over the conversation. Either they lose interest or I lose them in the conversation because I'm a little bit, I guess a little bit more advanced with overall knowledge. But in YouTube, I'm a little fish, a guppy in an ocean, in a very big lake, because there's a lot of guys that are well versed in the history and overall knowledge of the sport. So that's why I started YouTube, and that's why I'll continue to do YouTube videos, because there's just a lot of knowledge out there. But if you're looking to take it the next step further, the way it happened for me, I started to go to local events, amateur fights, and professional fights. And that was really just to get my boxing fix in, man. It was like, you know what? I can get some really good seats for cheap, sit front row and watch professional boxing. And believe me, there's a big difference. I realize that it doesn't sound as attractive as watching a Showtime fight or HBO fight, in the comfort of your house. But when you're sitting there and you're watching a professional event, and you don't have the commentary, and you can kind of judge the fight on your own, the speed of the sport, the sounds that are made in the ring, the sweat flying off of people, the sounds that a punch when it lands flush, that TV doesn't do that justice. You have to be there live to experience that. If you haven't, go to BoxRec right now. On the right hand side, they've got pretty much all the fights in the world on a daily basis listed. Find one in your city or in or around your city. Go buy a ticket and go check it out and get good seats, man, because it's unlike anything else. I've only got to see the Chad Dawson fight, Chad Dawson and Hopkins up close, almost ringside, and Judah and Paris, I was ringside. Those were the two fights that, at a big level that I got to see. But the rest were amateur and local events, and I spoke to people, and I just ran into some dude, and he blessed me, man. He hooked me up. He allowed me to write for the site, so I'm pretty excited. So that's my thing to you. Also support boxing. Also support boxing on network television. It makes people, it makes HBO and Showtime step their game up. NBC's putting together some really good cards lately. If you're not watching boxing on NBC, start watching it now. Support it, man. Let's let them get some big ratings. Same goes for ESPN. ESPN is like the developmental league of boxing. You know what I'm saying? It's like the D League. And you watch if ESPN's that next step. If the guy doesn't make it past ESPN, then that's pretty much it. And even at the club level, club fights that I watch, professional fights that are not televised, you see a guy with a record 10-0, 9 knockouts, and he's fighting a guy 11-10, fucking, whatever, 11 wins, 10 losses, and 7 knockouts, and you say to yourself, man, this guy's gonna get mopped up, and guess what? He knocks the dude out, the 10-0 guy. And you say, and that goes to show you, man, when you're looking at a professional fighter's record, and you say, okay, the guy's undefeated, and then you look through his record and you say, oh, he's fought all bums. Listen, man, people don't make it to that level, to that HBO Showtime level, even if they fought the bums, those bums are still knocking jokers out. I've seen it at these live events, and I've seen prospects that were undefeated get KO'd. You know what I'm saying? So even the bums on people's resumes, I mean, it's still, that's the beauty of the sport, is that it could take one punch can put you out, and you either stop stop fighting, or you regroup, and you learn something from the loss. But support this event this Saturday. There's no boxing this weekend on Showtime or HBO, so it's kind of like, you can DVR it and turn it into an event. It's the fight's going to be on 4 in the afternoon. I realize that's a little bit early for people. DVR the shit. Put it on 9, 10 o'clock at night, and at least we get one more week of something happening in boxing. And it's not a bullshit fight. It's going to be a good fight. So support that. And check out for my article on nj.com/boxing. I'm not going to put my full name out on the internet, but it should be the first article that pops up on that fight. On that fight. On that site, the first article that pops up on that site regarding that fight, which is the Ademic versus Steve Cunningham. Everybody else that's not interested in doing that, have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and let's get back into boxing. I think the next big fight that we're looking forward to is Hank Lundy versus Lucas Matisse, and I'll get at you guys then. Let me know.